So what did we do for them? Well, we ended up doing a full inventory of all their services. They had a lot of services with AT&T and also with Verizon. And we found a bunch of things. Some of the things we often find, we found for them, like billing errors. There were a lot of things which weren't being billed quite properly. There were also some things which should have been gotten rid of, which the client thought should have been gotten rid of. So for example, one of their locations, we noticed that typically they only had one AT&T data line, and in this case they had two. And it turned out that AT&T had quote-unquote forgotten to delete or disconnect the old line when they did an upgrade. And because they had so many bills, they hadn't noticed this. And one of the things we also noticed was the client did not have a full and complete inventory. They had some outdated data, and we used that to create a full-blown inventory of everything they were buying from all their vendors. And when we did that, we discovered, as I was mentioning, a lot of billing errors. We found multiple unused services, both on the voice side and on the data side. And we also found a couple six-figure ideas, which we implemented, which saved them a lot of money. So one example, or one of the two examples I'm going to give, is they had a call center, and in the call center they had both AT&T and Verizon. They were operating redundantly, and it turned out they weren't tracking exactly the cost per minute for the outbound calls for this call center, and they were sending all their calls to the more expensive of the two providers. So we pointed this out to them, and they were surprised to learn this, and then they realized that they could just make the change in about 2 hours since they were set up redundantly. So they got it done that day, and by sending all the calls to the lowest cost provider of the two they already had installed, they were able to save about $100,000 a year.